From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
43 degrees at 6:05. Good evening, I'm Jonathan Dent. Police at Central Michigan University have arrested 2 people connected to the theft of catalytic converters on campus and in the community. Police say that they've recovered a significant number of stolen catalytic converters and have identified multiple vehicles that have had their converters cut off. Many of the recovered parts have come from Ford Escapes, according to police, but they still haven't identified the rightful owners. CMU police are encouraging individuals both on campus and in the Mount Pleasant community to check their vehicles for an unexpectedly loud exhaust, since that is the primary sign of a catalytic converter being cut from the exhaust pipe. Anyone in the area who believes they're missing their catalytic converter is asked to call their local police or CMU PD at 989-774-3081. Police in Genesee County and Metro Detroit are looking for a missing woman. 27-year-old Wynika Dean was last seen heading south on foot from a Marathon gas station on Ryan Road in Warren last Friday around 10 o'clock p.m., though she may have visited the Blue Diamond Market a little way down the road. Originally from Muskegon, Dean had been staying at a group home in Genesee County's Mundy Township. Police aren't sure why she was in the Detroit area or where she was headed. Dean is black and was last seen wearing a black jacket, burgundy shorts over blue jeans, a gray knit hat, a green hoodie, black and white tennis shoes, and prescription glasses. Anyone with information on Dean's whereabouts is asked to call 911. WSGW News Time is 6:07. The weather forecast is coming up.
Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on WSGW.com. Want to know when and which WSGW station you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football? Click on the Sports Broadcast box on WSGW.com.
WSGW News Time is 6:08. Police in Shiawassee County have arrested 3 people in connection with the home invasion on Monday and are currently looking for a 4th suspect. Police say a Caledonia Township homeowner called the police to report a break-in in his barn, watching as 4 people allegedly removed items from the building. The suspect then left the scene in a vehicle where they abandoned it in a field near the intersection of Allen and Cram roads and then fled on foot. Police tracked the suspects with a canine team and arrested 2 juveniles and an adult male who suffered a medical emergency and was taken to a local hospital. The 4th suspect has been identified. A Thai-American woman living in Michigan who fled to Thailand after allegedly being involved in a hit-and-run accident that killed a college student has agreed to return to the United States to face charges, police said today. Tubtim Sue Howard, 57, allegedly struck Michigan State University student Benjamin Cable, 22, shortly before dawn on January 1st, and according to U.S. authorities, flew to Thailand on a one-way ticket on January 3rd. The crash took place in Oakland County, Michigan. A state charge of failing to stop at a serious accident was filed on February 2nd, and a federal charge related to her flying out of the country was filed on February 6th. She is expected back in Michigan before Sunday. It's a new high when it comes to the average monthly payment for buying a new car or truck. AutoBeat reporter Jeff Gilbert has more.
The average payment, $777 a month, says Cox Automotive, or as Bloomberg puts it, 1/6 of the median after-tax income for an average U.S. household. Analysts are concerned this is pricing many of those households out of the new car market. The average transaction price of a new vehicle now standing around $50,000. That's a 30% increase since 2019.
Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
Stay tuned. We've got much more coming up on the Evening Roundup.
It's the Ontario Hockey League action of your Saginaw Spirit.
Now it's Locus again. Over. Hill goes back to Sapovelov. He scores! Couldn't draw it up any better than that.
After an overtime loss against the Sioux Greyhounds last weekend, the Saginaw Spirit looked for a little payback when they hit the road to face off against the Greyhounds this Wednesday night with coverage starting at 6:50 p.m. on 100.5 FM.
Your Saginaw Spirit play on 100.5 News Radio WSGW.
Stronger than expected retail sales sparked market gains, but they were capped by renewed interest rate fears. In New York, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 all closed higher. Stocks of local interest are also generally higher. AT&T, 19 and a quarter, up a dime. CMS Energy, 61.18, up 2. Dow 59.76 unchanged. DuPont 76.34 down 12. Corteva 62.11 down 7. HP 30.53 up 13. Huntington Bank 15.41 up 6. Independent Bank 22.66 up 21. Lumen Technologies 3.91 down 2. Home Depot 320.76 up 226. Walmart 146.57 up 108. GM 42.95 up 52. Trinzio 27.41 up 108, and the price of a barrel of oil slid by 42 cents, closing at 78.95 per barrel. This is Steve Anderson from Baird in Saginaw and Midland, wishing everyone a great night and even greater returns.
The WSGW Morning Team.
WSGW online poll for Governor Whitmer's Lowering Michigan Costs Plan goes. The governor announcing this three-part proposal. It's related to Michigan's potential record $9.2 billion budget surplus expected this fall. What do you do with that money? Well, the governor wants to deliver $180 checks to every tax filer, expand the state's match of the federal earned income tax credit, estimated it could provide $3,000 to about 700,000 Michigan families. Also phasing out the retirement tax to ultimately put an average check of maybe $1,000 back to 500,000 households in the state.
This will be the largest tax break for working families and seniors in Michigan in decades.
Republicans have a concern about whether this could prevent the possibility of an automatic decrease in the state income tax. So the poll question is this: are you for or are you against the governor's three-part plan? You can vote I'm for it, I'm against it, maybe you're not sure. The options are there for you in the poll box. Head to WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, and make your vote that way.
The Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Good evening. This is the WSGW Farm Final for Wednesday, February the 15th, 2023. In Chicago, plenty of negatives on the Chicago Board of Trade. Started off on the negative side and never really recovered all day long. As far as our weather is concerned, the warmest part of the day was early this morning before sunrise. We saw the temperatures drop, the wind pick up, a little bit of precipitation as we went through the morning hours, and now it's just simply a blah day. Temperatures are going to drop down. Our low tonight will be just before midnight, and our high temperature for the day tomorrow will be right after midnight. Tomorrow promises to be pretty interesting as far as travel conditions go. We'll get into that weather forecast for you in a moment, but back to those closing prices. At Star of the West this afternoon, Cass City Rapson as well as Frankenmuth looking at the wheat down 17, $7.29 for the white wheat, $6.79 for the red. New crop down 15, $7.60 for the white, $7.10 for the red. Corn down 6 cents, Cass City as well as Frankenmuth at $6.21. New crop down 3 at $5.35. The soybeans down 12 at $14.50 in Frankenmuth. New crop down 8 at $13.10. Over in the thumb area, $14.45 on the nearby soys with the new crop at $13.05. We're looking for low tonight of 28, as we said before, probably right around midnight is when we're going to see that. And that will pretty much be our high temperature for the day tomorrow. We might pick up a degree or two, and that's going to be about it. And as we go through the morning hours, that temperature is going to drop. By tomorrow night, we're going to be looking at 10 degrees for a low. The wind speeds will be dying down, especially after midnight tonight. Instead of coming out of the west and gusting to 35 miles per hour, they're going to come out of the north after midnight, right around 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we're going to have a northwest wind. And as we get into the later afternoon and the evening hours tomorrow, we'll see those wind gusts out of the north up to 35 miles per hour, which is the reason why we're going to see not only that temperature drop, but we're also going to have quite a transportation mess on our hands. Because as we move through the late morning hours, we're going to start to get some precipitation. And it does appear as though in the Great Lakes Bay area, it's going to be pretty much all frozen precipitation, maybe a little bit of sleet, but more in the way of snow. Northern Michigan, 4 to 7 inches. For us in the Great Lakes Bay area, 3 to 6. Down along the 69 corridor, maybe an inch, but a little bit more freezing precipitation. Again, that'll be tomorrow and tomorrow night. Friday, as we go through the day, partly cloudy skies, high pressure over western Wisconsin, 23 for a high on Friday, 16 for a low on Friday night. And then things kind of average out into the upper 30s and upper 40s for the weekend. That's it for closing prices this evening. Join us tomorrow for the early morning edition at 5:30 and your first look at the markets at 11:40 on WSGW. WSGW.
WSGW. Your source for local news and information in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.